boys and girls, and welcome to Chord Guitar. We have Ed Sheeran here, no strings, played on 6 strings here, so a great song. We'll start this right away with going clean here on this fretboard, no need for any capo. We have a couple of chords. I'm gonna show you the technique to use the chords here. I prefer to play this with a picking pattern. It's done actually, but it's could be like a piano-based song, basically. But yeah, we can do it on guitar anyway, no problems. So let's start this up. We have a few chords to go over, so let's take a look at the chords. We have first the C. So that is 3rd on A, 2nd on D, open G, 1st B, and open E. Then we have the G. So that is 3rd on E, 2nd on A, open D, open G, 3rd B, and 3rd E. F next, that's a bar chord, so place the bar here on the 1st fret over all strings, and then the rest will be 3rd on A, 3rd on D, and 2nd on G. We have the D minor. That is open D, 2nd G, 3rd B, and 1st E. And then we have the A minor as well. So that is open A, 2nd D, 2nd G, 1st B, and open E. Then we have 2 more chords here in the song. It's D and it's the C, but with the E in the bass. I'm gonna show you how to do that later, because it's not that we're gonna use the full chords, the D and the C with E in the bass, and that's just how it's listed here, you could say. And we'll pluck this from just one position there. I will tell you later when we come to that part in the course. And that's about that. The D and the CE comes later. But anyway, these are the chords we need for the song. So before we go into what chords and so to play, I'm gonna show you the technique here of how to handle the chords here when it comes to the picking. So let's say you have the C here, for instance. Doesn't matter if you have the C, the G, the F, or so. We'll look at the C. Now, you're gonna start with the bass. In this case, it's the A string. And for G and F, you have it on the E string, so it depends what chord you're playing. And the D minor, of course, is on the D string. All right, so let's look at the C now, for instance. You're gonna play first the bass, the A string. Then you have like a middle string here, and I prefer to play it on the G string, okay? Pretty much on all these chords. And then you have the top strings, you answer with the B and E together, and then you go back to G. Okay, so that is pretty much the pattern here when it comes to the picking. So bass, then the G string, in most cases here, and it's not right or wrong here, it's just a matter of how to come as close as possible to the real song here, and it's usually the G string here. So bass, G, then B, E together, and back to G. So no matter if you play the C, the G, or F, it could sound like this: C, G, F, and so on. D minor, A minor. Right? So I think you got an idea here, and it's not necessarily these strings, but the pattern is bass, mid, top, mid. All right, so that's what you need to have in mind. Now when it comes to the verse, we have a certain melody here in this verse. I'm gonna take you through that. The chords are C, G, F, and G. That's the chord progression. Okay, so it goes like this. So I'm gonna show you chord by chord. First, the C. So you could hold a chord as it is, but you don't have to here for the verse. What you need here is 3rd on A to start with. That's the bass. So 3rd on A, open G, open E, and 3rd B. That's the C. The next chord is the G. goes like this. So that is third on E string here in the bass. Then open D. Then third B. And first B. So this is what you need to hold here, the bass, third on E. That's the G part. Then you have the F. You start with this position, first on E. You play that note. Open G, first B, and open B. And then you go back to G, but this is played in a different way. So you go back to the third fret on E string again and play this part. So that is third on E in the bass, open G, open B, and first B. So there you have kind of the melody that goes in this song, and it's played a lot here for the verse. So slowly like this. And if you want, you can go with more than just these strings to support the melody. It could sound something like this. Especially when I play the notes there on the high strings, the B and E string there, I support these notes with the strings above on the G string, for instance. It's up to you. This is the clean melody, and you can do whatever you want with it. That is played for the verses. You're going to play 4 rounds of this chord progression for both verses. That takes us to the pre-choruses. Both first and second is played in the same way. The chord progression now will be D minor, 1 round, C, 1 round, and G, 2 rounds. Now, we don't have this certain melody anymore. It's just played in the verse. Now you follow the technique, the pattern I gave you with the bass, mid, top, mid. Okay, so for D minor, C, G. Okay, for this G, I actually go up 1 string, so the mid now is on the D string, and the top strings are on the G and B string from the G chord. So that was 1 round. You're gonna play that for 2 rounds. D minor 1, C1, and G2 like this. That's the pre-choruses, and now we have the choruses. This is the part where we're gonna use the D and the C chord, which I didn't show you before, just mentioned them. I'm gonna show you why now. So go to C first. That's the first chord, because the chord progression will be C, then D, then the C E chord, and then the F. All right. So you're gonna play C as it is. Now you use the same pattern here, and now it's a little bit kind of more important that you use the G as the mid string, and you answer on the top string with the B, E. All right, so for C, use the bass now, A, then G, then the B, E, and back to G. All right. Then for the next chord, the D, what you do here, you just stay with the first fret on the B string, and you use now the open D string as the bass. And then of course you follow with the G as the mid, and then B, E top, and then back to G as the mid. So that's the D chord. And now the C chord, you still have the same grip. You just switch the bass now to the to the E string in the bass, and then G, then the B, E, and back to G. And then for F, you use the F as it is, the full chord. So the E string, the G, then the B, E, and then back to G. So that is 1 round here. The C, the D, the C, E chord, and then the F. That chord progression you play for 3 rounds. So slowly, 1 round goes like this. have the ending here with A minor, follow the same principle here, 1 round, G 1 round, and F 2 rounds. So A minor, G, F 2 rounds. And that is the chorus. You play like that for both choruses. All right. Then after the second chorus comes the bridge part, 2 minutes and 15 seconds about into the song. You're gonna use the same principle here, bass, mid, tops, and mid. All right, now the chords will be F 1 round, C 1 round, and G 2 rounds. That's short chord progression here. You're gonna play for 4 rounds. So 1 round was F1, C1, and then G2. Song with the final third chorus played in the same way as the other choruses. And so on. And that is how Ed Sheeran's No Strings ends. So a beautiful song there, made to fit the guitar. With these patterns. Practice the patterns, a great way to get control with your strumming or picking hand, your right hand in this case, to really get used to have different strings bound to to each and every finger or so. That's how I practice way back, and still needs to. So a great song. Yeah, so give it a try, guys, and until next time, play tuned.